So, the third annual MetaQuest Gaming Showcase aired yesterday. It's Meta's big event where they show off new games coming to the platform in the year to come. I personally don't play on the Quest, but most of the games featured on the show will come to other VR platforms as well, so I'm always looking forward to it. Meta recently declared that they want to be a gaming company first and foremost, after becoming the laughingstock of the internet for things like this, but they are holding on to their metaverse vision. Their approach just changed. They now want to expand their gaming portfolio and build the metaverse on top of that. In light of that strategy change, it is interesting to see what they have lined up for us. Just before the showcase started, a reveal trailer for the upcoming Quest 3 dropped. That was pretty much expected to happen. I think it looks good, I like the design. Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure that the PSVR 2 offers a much better gaming experience than the Quest 3 will, but every new piece of hardware we get these days is just a stepping stone. When you start your gaming on a flat screen, you will most likely put on your headphones without even thinking about it. That is exactly where VR headsets need to be, but they are still too heavy and unwieldy for that, so I think it's good that Meta is pushing into this direction. Personally, I'm not interested in a standalone headset. I have a gaming PC, so I see no reason to play on mobile hardware, but you can obviously use this as a PCVR headset, which might be a decent option if you don't want to wait for whatever Valve is cooking up. And if a PC or the PS5 PSVR 2 combo is too expensive for you, this is the way to go to get into VR. Let's get to the showcase. While usually shows like this reserve the biggest announcement for the end, Meta managed to divert expectations here by dropping the huge bombshell in the pre-show. Have a look at this. That's right, Power Wash Simulator comes to VR this year, only Quest though. Samba de Amigo originally released for arcades and on the Dreamcast over 20 years ago and later on the Nintendo Wii. Makes perfect sense to put it in VR. Looks absolutely horrible to me. I Expect You to Die 3 was revealed earlier this year, now there's a new trailer. I'm looking forward to this one. I like shell games, they are making smaller scale projects, but they are always priced accordingly and set a high quality bar. I Expect You to Die is a puzzle game with a trial and error gameplay concept. You will just try different things that will most of the time kill you in hilarious ways until you figure out a way to get through a scenario without dying. It's funny, it's a good time. The game will come later this year to Steam and the Quest, no word on a PSVR version yet. Then another game by the studio was revealed with a very short teaser trailer. Silent Slayer: Vault of the Vampire. It's a stealth horror game where you need to stake vampires in their sleep without waking them up. Not much gameplay was shown, but sounds like an interesting concept. No release window or infos about other platforms yet. There was a new trailer for the co-op Ghostbusters game's Rise of the Ghost Lord that was revealed at last year's showcase. The game is announced to arrive this fall on the Quest and the PSVR 2. Next there's Underdogs. It's like an arena wave mech brawler with roguelike elements. Looks fun, I guess. The game is announced to release early next year for the Quests and PCVR. There's an update for NFL Pro Era coming, an announcement that took a ridiculously large slot on the show. Racket Club is an upcoming sports game by Resolution Games, the studio behind the very popular Blaston and Demio. I feel they could do more interesting things with their talent, but I would not want to leave my house to play sports either, so fair enough I guess. Racket Club is announced for later this year and will drop on the Quest and on Steam. Vampire: The Masquerade Justice by Fast Travel Games was revealed. It's a single-player action RPG. While I like the idea of having a VR game in the Vampire: The Masquerade universe, I think the gameplay here looks a bit weak. I hope this will be more of a narrative-focused game that would be more appealing to me personally, but the trailer didn't really give that away. The game is announced for the Quest and the PSVR 2 for later this year. Dungeons of Eternity is a 1-to-3 player dungeon crawler with procedurally generated layouts. Looks perfectly generic, should arrive later this year, no infos about other platforms. The Seventh Guest is a point-and-click adventure from 1993. Vertigo Games, the studio behind Arizona Sunshine and After the Fall, recreated this classic in VR. I haven't played the original, but I think this one looks cool. It is announced for later this year and should come to PCVR as well. While we are talking about Vertigo Games, a sequel to their zombie shooter Arizona Sunshine was revealed a few days ago at the PlayStation Showcase. We knew the game would be coming to the PSVR 2 and to PCVR later this year. Now we know there also will be a Quest version. That's cool. A Netflix produced Stranger Things VR game was announced last year. We got a new trailer for it. Look, I really like the idea of playing the evil entity in a Stranger Things game. I think the concept is great, but the trailer just looks so unappealing to me. I mean, game trailers should not promise more than the game can deliver, so it's probably good that the trailer looks like this, but it's really not helping to build up hype either. And it's not just the Stranger Things trailer. Many of the trailers here on the show don't look too appealing. This one is just the worst offender. Well, the game is announced for later this year for all major VR platforms. Attack on Titan VR. What the? I mean, I respect it. The game is announced for this winter, only Quest. Bulletstorm is a first-person shooter from 2011 that was developed by People Can Fly. At that time they were part of Epic Games. Now again an independent studio. Their last project was a looter shooter Outriders, and now they are partnering up with Incuvo, who recently made the VR version of Green Hell, to bring Bulletstorm to VR. Looks great, I love it. The game is coming to all VR platforms later this year. There was a confirmation that Assassin's Creed Nexus is coming this year, but no further information. Instead they direct to the Ubisoft Forward showcase that airs after the Summer Games Fest weekend on June 12th. The second big reveal of the evening was Asgard's Wrath 2. This is supposed to be the big system seller for the Quest 3. This is what Call of the Mountain is for the PSVR 2 and what Half-Life Alyx is for PCVR. And it looks great, gameplay wise. I really think it does. Not so on the visuals. It's very obvious that this is a game made specifically to run on mobile hardware. It is a pretty substantial downgrade from the first part, which was a PCVR game. This will be Quest only, obvious, right? Because the whole purpose is to sell hardware. And all that aside, I think for the Quest platform this could be a big one. We obviously can't tell from a trailer if it will be any good, but it looks promising to me at least. That was it for the MetaQuest Gaming Showcase. There are some games I'm looking forward to, but nothing that really excites me, except Power Wash Simulator, obviously, and that was not even part of the main show. Ah well, I hope you enjoyed my little recap and see you on the next one.